Right, yesterday we were talking all about the biological side of your pond's filter system, primarily about the good bacteria and how that works, etc. But I did say at the end of the video, today we would talk more about other critters and little organisms that actually live within your filter system and your pond's ecosystem. So today we're going to talk about rotifers. I'm not going to make it too complicated, I'll try and keep it real simple. Rotifers, what are they and what do they do and why they're so crucial to the way your pond's ecosystem and your filter system work? So, rotifers, there are three types of rotifers. One is a free swimming rotifer. As the name implies, it swims through every single part of the water in your pond's ecosystem. As it's swimming along, it will grab and feed on any particles that it can find. The next one is a rotifer that attaches itself permanently to one spot. That can be the wall of your pond, it can be the media within your filter system, absolutely anywhere it can anchor itself, but that's where it lives its life. And basically the way that that feeds, it waves about in the water column, grabbing any particles that it can feed on as they pass by in the water. The third one is one that's really in between. It does live its life on a substrate, so that again can be the wall of your pond, it can be inside pipes to your pond's filter system, it can be the media within your filter, absolutely anywhere that it can get onto, but it inches around like a little worm, and that allows it then to actually feed on any dead or decaying organic matter that's on that substrate, or it can actually then wave about just like the anchored rotifers and grabbing particles within the water system. So these rotifers, they feed down to particles as small as 1 micron. There's not a filter system been invented or likely to be invented that works that can filter down to that size particle. So as you can imagine, terrific little creatures. So what do they feed on? As we've just said 2 seconds ago, any dead or decaying organic matter. So that can be uneaten food that passes through into the filter system, or it can be any dead colonies of good bacteria. So as we spoke about yesterday, at different times of the year, the bacteria will multiply or it will die back depending on the feeding habits at that time of the year of what you're feeding your koi and what your koi are actually taking in. So during colder times, usually you feed in less, so the koi are producing less waste, not enough to keep all the bacteria going, so some of that bacteria will die back, leaving you a few dead colonies of bacteria. These rotifers then go along like little road sweepers and they feed on those dead colonies of bacteria. That cleans them out the way, so when the temperature increases and your good bacteria start to multiply, they've got nice clean surfaces because of the rotifers clearing away that dead bacteria. They've got nice clean surfaces to recolonate. Rotifers, just absolutely fantastic little creatures. They've been around for millions and millions and millions of years and hardly changed at all, really. So how do they reproduce? Well, generally rotifers, they tend to be 99.99999% of them females. They will lay female eggs that will hatch, and that's the way everything continues. But at the time when the habitat becomes poor and there's not enough food for them, or something like that, then basically what happens is females will lay eggs. Those eggs will then just lay dormant, waiting for the right time. But the female very cleverly also lays male eggs. The male eggs will actually hatch, and when the males then determine that the habitat's recovered and the food sources are there again, they'll go along and they'll actually fertilise the female eggs, and the whole process starts off again. Crazy little creatures, absolutely fantastic, but they are seriously crucial to the way your filter system and your pond's ecosystem works. They also feed on algal cells as well, so they do help in controlling the green water. However, don't just think that that's the only way you're going to get clean water, because we all know you need a UV system. Simple as that. Other critters that live within your filter system. So we often get people come in the shop and they'll say they've got little tiny red worms. Most of you will know this, and today they are bloodworms. Bloodworms indicate that you have got good healthy water. However, these bloodworms, if you have too many of them, also indicate that your filter system probably needs a good clean out. So a few bloodworm, good. A lot of bloodworm shows that you need better husbandry on the filter, and the filter does need a clean. They will not do any damage in any way, shape or form to your koi. In fact, as they pass through the filter, as they will, they are a great source of protein for your koi, and your koi will love munching through them. They do not do any harm to your koi in any way, shape or form. Other things that you can find often in your filter are black fly larvae. Again, black fly larvae within the filter shows that generally you've got good oxygenated water, good quality water. A few black fly larvae, good thing. Again, just like the bloodworm, a lot of black fly larvae, number one, will clog your filter up, but number two, generally shows you that you are in desperate need of a good filter clean. So with the bloodworm and the black fly larvae, a little found is a good thing. A lot generally shows you that you are not as good at the husbandry on your filters, and they desperately need a clean. Hopefully that's been interesting, and we'll see you with another one tomorrow.